welcome back to Champion Competitor, and today we are going to take up a very important topic called as Indian philosophy. Now this topic is very important because this is a really easy topic and can fetch you very good marks if the questions are asked from this topic, because Indian philosophy is such a boring topic that students do not take it so seriously, and there they lose marks in such a simple topic. So therefore I have designed this session to give you a brief knowledge for Indian philosophy. So let's start. Now Indian philosophy, there are two schools or two branches which we have to study in Indian philosophy. These are the schools. So there are two schools. The first is called the orthodox school or the astic school, and the second is the non-orthodox or nastic school. Now generally, whenever you ask a person that how you will distinguish between astic and nastic, that person will say you the person who believes in God is an astic person, and a person who do not believe in God is an astic person. But here in Indian philosophy, the meaning of astic and nastic doesn't depend on their belief in God. Here astic and nastic based on source of knowledge. If the source of knowledge is Vedas, then that school is called as an orthodox school or an astic school. And if the source of knowledge is not Vedas, then that school is called as a non-orthodox or nastic school. So this is the major difference between nastic and astic, orthodox and non-orthodox school, whether they are believing in Vedas or they are not believing in Vedas. Moving further, there are 6 schools which we have to study under orthodox, and there are 3 schools which we have to study in non-orthodox schools. In the orthodox school, we are going to study 6 schools. They are nyaya, Samkhya, Vaishik, then your yoga, then Purva Mimamsa, and then Vedanta. So these schools, these 6 schools we are going to study under the orthodox or the astic branch, and in non-orthodox branch we will be studying Buddhist school, Jain school and Charvak school. So these 3 schools we are going to understand in non-orthodox branch. Now before taking up all these schools one by one, let us discuss some of the common point in all these schools. So I call them common points, and these common points are in the 6 orthodox schools and 3 non-orthodox schools. So therefore I write 6 plus 3. The first point is philosophy itself. The first point actually describe you why you require philosophy. I think you have heard someone या फिर आप आपने भी अपनी लाइफ में कभी कुछ कहा होगा, ऐसा कोई कंडीशन हुआ होगा जब कोई ऐसा सिचुएशन, ऐसा सिनारियो डेवलप हुआ है जिसमें आपने अपने सामने वाले को ज़रूर ये कहा होगा कि मेरी फ़िलॉसफी लाइफ में ये है। तो वो वर्ड एक्चुअली फ़िलॉसफी क्या है, उसकी क्या नेसेसिटी है, व्हाट इज़ द प्रैक्टिकल नेसेसिटी ऑफ फ़िलॉसफी। नाउ philosophy is something, if you don't have philosophy you cannot lead an idle life. So philosophy is something which is practically so necessary that it will lead you to achieve the optimum or the ideal life. Okay, so to lead an ideal life we require philosophy. Okay, the second important, that how will you study to serve the human need, this is called purusharth. So to achieve purusharth, to achieve the human ends, we require philosophy. To achieve purushartha. The third important point is I called it the term LAR. What is LAR? LAR is L for logic, A for analysis, and R is for reasoning. If you don't have philosophy, then you cannot evaluate a thing on the basis of logic, एनालिसिस एंड रीजनिंग. ओके, तो जब तक आपके पास एक अच्छी फिलॉसफी नहीं है, ओके, जब तक आप किसी भी ट्रुथ को या फिर किसी भी चीज़ को ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ लॉजिक, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एनालिसिस एंड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ रीजनिंग आप उसको इवैल्यूएट नहीं कर सकते. देयरफॉर वी रिक्वायर फिलॉसफी. We require philosophy to understand the metaphysical truth of the life, to understand the metaphysical problem of the life, and then to inquire the nature of reality. Okay, to inquire nature of reality, we require philosophy. And then finally, what is the final destination? If you have achieved a philosophy and you're following that philosophy in your life, the end result would be that you are able to achieve moksha. So the final destination for living an ideal life is to achieve moksha. ठीक है, तो आइडल लाइफ क्यों जीना चाह रहे हैं हम? सो आइडल लाइफ इसलिए जीना चाह रहे हैं ताकि एंड में हमें मोक्ष की प्राप्ति हो सके, जिसको इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं हम? सैल्वेशन. तो एंड में सैल्वेशन अचीव करने के लिए वी रिक्वायर फिलोसफी. देन ऑल द 9 स्कूल दे टॉक अबाउट धर्म. व्हाट इज धर्म? अगर मैं किसी एक बच्चे से पूछती हूँ कि धर्म क्या है, या किसी भी लेमैन से पूछती हूँ व्हाट इज धर्म, दैट पर्सन विल से दैट धर्म इज समथिंग रिलेटेड टू रिलीजन. बट माई फ्रेंड्स, धर्म, रिलीजन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ धर्म. इट इज नॉट religion in whole. So these are two words which cannot be changed interchangeably. You cannot use one for the other. So what is dharma? Dharma, these are code to live a dignified life, or these are code to live an ideal life. ये बोलते हैं ना that these are the code of conduct you have to follow in the court. These are the code of conduct you have to follow in the parliament. So dharma, these are the code of conduct which you have to follow in your life, so that you can ultimately achieve moksha. Okay, so these are the dharma. So all the 9 schools that talk about dharma, they give certain code to their disciples to be followed, so that they can achieve moksha in the end. Okay, so these 4 points, these are the common points. कॉमन पॉइंट्स क्यों बोल रही हूँ मैं इनको, दैट इफ़ यू आर राइटिंग कोई यूपीएससी का क्वेश्चन राइट कर रहे हैं मीन्स में, सो देयर लेट्स से यू फॉरगॉट एवरीथिंग, बट these 4-5 points, all the philosophy, they talk about them. So if you don't remember anything, you can paste these points in your answer and you can fetch some marks. Okay, so this is about the common point, and now we will be talking about the orthodox. We'll be taking all the 6 schools one by one, and we are going to talk about their unique character, which you need to remember for the pre-examination. Okay, so let's start. So the first school which we are going to take is Samake School. It is a Sanskrit word which also means Samkhya. So Samkhya and Samakya, one and the same thing. Okay. So Samkhya and Samakya and Samkhya. नाउ कभी भी कोई भी स्कूल इस तरीके से तैयार करेंगे, 3-4 क्वेश्चंस आपको उसमें पता ही होने चाहिए. फर्स्ट पता होना चाहिए उसका फाउंडर, हु इज़ द फाउंडर ऑफ दैट स्कूल. सो द फाउंडर ऑफ सामक्य स्कूल वाज सेज कपिला. कपिल मुनि ने सामक्य स्कूल की स्थापना करी. ये जो स्कूल है, इसकी कॉन्सेप्ट है कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ड्यूअलिस्टिक कॉन्सेप्ट पर ये बिलीव करते हैं. अभी ड्यूअलिस्टिक कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, ये बोलते हैं ये जो वर्ल्ड है इसमें 2 चीज़ें हैं. व्हाट आर दोज 2 थिंग्स इन दिस वर्ल्ड? फर्स्ट इज पुरुषा and second is प्रकृति. तो ये जो वर्ल्ड है 2 चीज़ों से मिलकर के बना है, पुरुष एंड प्रकृति. पुरुष क्या है? पुरुष इज द कॉन्शियसनेस, whereas प्रकृति is the matter. So by 2 things this world is formed. So they talk about two things, the dualistic concept of Samake School. They talk about Purusha and Prakriti. The Purusha is the consciousness and the Prakriti is the matter. This is whenever the Purusha is joined with Prakriti, it leads to the formation of Jiva. Jiva is the living being. Now I'll give you an example. Let's say this orange pen is Purusha and this blue pen is Prakriti. Whenever they join, this thing which join is called as Jiva. But to join Purusha with Prakriti, you require some sort of adhesive. Okay, some type of glue is required. And that glue which join Purusha with Prakriti is desire. So whenever Purusha and Prakriti via desire rejoin, it lead to the formation of Jiva. And when you are able to tear apart the Purusha and Prakriti, कब ऐसा होगा? Once I have joined Purusha and Prakriti, and this is the formation of Jiva. I want to split these two entities again separately. Then I have to remove this desire. I have to remove the glue. Okay. So I have to remove the desire, and once the desire is removed, you will achieve moksha. ठीक है? So moksha is achieved when Purusha is removed from Prakriti. So 4-5 words, terminologies you have to remember for Samkhya school: Purusha, Prakriti, Jiva and Moksha. These 4 terminologies you have to remember in Samkhya school. Then the Samkhya school, they do not believe in God, and they do not believe in final cause of God. हम क्या पढ़ते हैं? वी पढ़ते नहीं, मतलब कि what we were taught that God is the creator. He creates everything. Behind everything, behind you, me, this pen, this paper, everything, behind everything God is there. So behind every cause there is God. Samkhya school does not believe in this statement that behind everything there is God. Okay. Then the next important thing which you should remember regarding the Samkhya school is their theory of guna. Theory of gunas. Gunas literal meaning है quality. There are 3 type of quality ये कहते हैं. The first quality is called as sattva. The second type of gun is called as rajas, and third type of gun is called as tamas. Sattva is positive gun, positive quality. जिस भी गुण के अंदर पॉजिटिवनेस है वो सब सत्वा में आ जाएंगे. ओके. ऐसे कोई कुछ पॉजिटिवनेस या फिर कुछ कंस्ट्रक्टिव, वो सब आएगा सत्वा में. राजस में बहुत ही केओटिक, इम्पल्सिव, इस तरीके की क्वालिटी आएंगी. एंड depending on the situation, the rajas, they may be positive or negative. Whereas tamas means darkness, ignorance, lethargicness. All these things which give negative feel, negative vibe, they come under tamas. They are negative. So there are 3 guns of Samkhya school: sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattva is completely positive. Rajas, depending upon the situation, they can be positive, they can be negative, and tamas are always and always negative. So remember it like SRT, form a word, SRT, Sattav, Rajas and Tamas, and then positive, negative or positive could be both, and then negative. Okay. Then in Samake School, there's one more thing. The Samake School believe in knowledge of Veda. They believe in knowledge of Vedas, but they do not believe in God. So it is something contrary. You believe on Vedas, but you do not believe in God. And all the remaining 5 schools of Orthodox branch, they are same. They don't believe in God, but they believe in Vedas, and they believe them like you cannot reason their truth. That whatever is written in Vedas, it is infallible. Okay, whatever is written in the Vedas, it cannot be challenged on any ground. You cannot challenge them on logic, reasoning, or analysis. The large thing does not work when something is written in Vedas. Okay, they do not believe in God, but they believe in knowledge of Vedas. And out of 6 praman, they believe in 3 pramans. Okay, so there in totality there are 6 praman. Each school, they, according to their philosophy, they believe on certain praman. Samkhya school believe in 3 pramans. We'll see the Nyaya school, they believe in 4 pramans. So on and so forth. We'll see each and every school in bit detail. So this is about Samake school. Let's move on to second school, that is the Nyaya school. The Nyaya school, what is the meaning of Nyaya? Nyaya means rule, some method or judgment. This is Nyaya. Therefore, Nyaya is also called school of logic. They believe in logic, that behind everything there should be some logic. If something is true, there should be something logical behind that truth. Only then that can be a reality. Okay. So the methodology they adopted is again the LAR, that is logic, analysis and reasoning. इन्हीं 3 चीज़ों को ये बिलीव करते हैं. Their knowledge is based on Vedas. Again Vedas पर यकीन करते हैं पूरा completely. Now they actually talk about that if you want to achieve a reliable knowledge, if you want to obtain credible knowledge, so for credible knowledge you have to undergo lot of suffering. आसानी से जो चीज़ मिल जाए उसकी वैल्यू नहीं होती है. Similarly, if you want credible knowledge, you have to undergo lot of suffering. You have to remove all the luxury from your life. Only then you are able to achieve a credible knowledge. And once you are able to achieve that credible knowledge, सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि that you are now able to distinguish between a true statement and a false statement. You will be also able to identify the valid source of knowledge. That this is the valid source of knowledge when you are able to get the credible knowledge. ओके तो जब एक बार बहुत ज़्यादा सफरिंग्स और ये सब कुछ करने के बाद एक जो आपको नॉलेज यानी कि अंदर से जो एनलाइटमेंट आपकी आएगी, उस एनलाइटमेंट के बाद आप एक तो जो वैलिड सोर्स है उसको पहचान पाएंगे और आप डिस्टिंग्विश भी कर पाएंगे बिटवीन अ ट्रू ट्रुथ एंड अ फॉल्स ओपिनियन। तो मियरली किसी डेल्यूजन से आप बाहर आ पाएंगे। ओनली दैट नॉलेज विल बी गेट फ्रॉम सफरिंग्स। लग्जरी से वो सफरिंग नहीं आती। ओके, नाउ द न्याय स्कूल की जो एपिस्टेमोलॉजी है, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन the four praman. The four source of knowledge or the four source of praman are perception, inference, comparison and testimony. And the word which they use for perception is pratyaksh. For inference they use anuman. For comparison they use word upaman. And for testimony the word is shabad. Okay, so based on pratyaksh, anuman, upaman and shabad, you have to evaluate a truth, and if you get positive in every step, then that truth is a true thing. Okay, then that is a true truth. असली सच्चाई वही है जो इन 4 पैरामीटर्स पर खरा उतरे। ठीक है, तो कभी भी किसी चीज़ को इवैल्यूएट करना है इन 4 बेसिस, परसेप्शन, इन्फ्रेंस, कंपैरिजन एंड टेस्टिमनी पर, उसको तोलिए। इफ दैट थिंग गेट सफिशिएंट प्लसेस, देन दैट थिंग इज अ ट्रू ट्रुथ, और ट्रू नॉलेज वही है। ठीक है, एंड दे ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट दैट इफ यू वॉन्ट टू अचीव मोक्ष, मोक्ष के लिए ट्रू नॉलेज की ज़रूरत है। यानी कि अगर इस सैल्वेशन के मार्ग पे जाना है, इफ़ यू वांट टू अचीव सैल्वेशन, ट्रू नॉलेज, एंड ट्रू नॉलेज इज़ फ्रॉम सफरिंग। जब तक सहोगे नहीं, पेन नहीं सहोगे, देयर वुड बी नो गेन, पेन नो गेन, वो वाली फिलॉसफी है इनकी। ओके, सो दे believe in 4 praman out of 6 pramanas, that is pratyaksh, anuman, upaman and shabad, whereas the Samake school, they believe only on pratyaksh, anuman and upaman. Okay, so this is about this session. In the next session we'll be taking up rest of the schools, and I'll try to wind up quickly. Thanks for watching the video. Please do share, comment and subscribe. Bye bye. See you soon.